Viewer discretion is advised. The afternoon sun shone relentlessly on a remote corner of the Arizona desert, a flat plain dotted with little more than scrub, rolling hills on the horizon. No clouds served to mitigate the heat and light everywhere. A little shack right here, a dusty rental car nearby. Hector had walked here, having hopped off a pickup traversing a lonely stretch of highway a couple miles away. He sneaked around and pistol-whipped the first person he saw at the shack entrance, unaccountably blind to his approach. He gasped in surprise upon viewing the carnage within. Hello everybody, I'm TheRubber. Today, we bring you a tale from the SCP Foundation. The shack and its occupants had already been vandalized. Beakers, glass tubes, flasks had been shoved wherever they would fit and shattered. One man looked like he had burned from the inside out. Needing answers, he handcuffed his captive and cracked open some smelling salts. The man gagged and returned to consciousness with a jolt and a pounding headache. Hey, buddy, did you do this? The man rolled his head uneasily around and slowly registered the scene through a bloodshot haze. No. Did you? No. I'm here to hit them all right, but this ain't my handiwork. He grabbed the man by the chin, looked over his dark stubble, his stained button-down shirt. He looked over the pistol and radio he had carried, the small case emblazoned with some weird three-arrow symbol he'd never seen before. The hostage saw the sun peeking through the slats in the shack wall, low in the sky. Wait, what time is it? Hector backhanded him. Nuh-uh. Name first. Who are you with? Rashawn looked past the gun in his face to his belongings. The seal on the case remained intact. Amnestics still available. All right, I'm with a group called the SCP Foundation. Not here for the law or the drugs. Take what you want, but we need to get out of here now. I ain't never heard of the SCP Foundation. Why are you here? I was here to evacuate the people using this shack. This is a Class 4 containment zone, and we need everyone out for their safety before nightfall. What time is it? Hector squinted, looking first at the strange agent, then at the twisted body pile. Suddenly, he recognized that if this guy before him hadn't killed them, he twisted Rashawn around and undid his cuffs. Rashawn jumped forward and grabbed the radio and switched it on. Control, this is Mr. President. Mr. President calling in. Requesting immediate evac. I have a +1. The radio emitted a static burst and a woman spoke. Negative, Prez. We'd get to you after sunrise. Hold position and do not drive out. 973 is out there. Stay away from any vehicle or road. Rashawn acknowledged. His companion watched the exchange in confusion. What's 973? There's a legend of a crooked cop that lives out here. Died 40+ years ago, full of hatred. And during the night, he patrols this section of highway, just waiting for someone to screw up. Then, he comes out of nowhere, chases them down, and does that. He pointed towards the former occupants. The hitman grimaced. The sun had set and darkness fell rapidly. In the clarity of the dark, a pair of headlights appeared on the distant road. Hector tapped Rashawn's shoulder and pointed it out. The agent looked out at the vehicle and reached for his radio. A vehicle is approaching our location. Has an evac been sent? Negative. Probable cover. Repeat.
Run, bastard.
Rashawn stared at the radio, shocked. It kept broadcasting as a man's voice, cocky and cracking, cut through heavy static to say again and again, "Run, bastard." That's the ghost? Rashawn nodded. The hitman swallowed a prayer. He looked out at the approaching car. Still over a mile away, its lights flashed red and blue across the desert plain as it veered off the road and started across the flat, rocky terrain. The radio crackled once more.
Don't think I don't see you.
We gotta do something. You say you know this guy. How are we supposed to fight a ghost? Rashawn seemed to withdraw into himself. There are few accounts of someone surviving an encounter with SCP-973. 973 keeps to the road only. It keeps to the road? That bastard has been here. He pointed at the bodies. We should be safe as long as we don't break any laws. Don't break any laws? You might be some angel, Mr. President, but I kill people for a living. I don't got license for this gun. I'm an illegal. I'm a walking crime who's about to join these fine gentlemen in the afterlife. Damn it. Quick, in the car. Hector followed him out of the shack, arguing. But you said speeding won't help. Then what the hell do you want me to do? Sirens pierced the air as the aged police car sped the last distance towards the two men. Crap, look out! Hector tackled Rashawn as the police car swerved slightly to ram the rental car at full speed. The rental car rolled and bounced with the energy from the now stopped and only partly dented police car.
You won't be needing that where you're going, boy.
The pair scrambled up from their place in the dirt while the police car's door opened. A sleek black boot trod firmly on the ground. A tall figure stood up. His outfit was khaki, blending slightly with the landscape. He adjusted his belt and stretched out a crick in his neck. A faint red light appeared to glow behind his aviators. He pulled a baton from his belt as he swaggered forward. His mouth, topped with a handlebar mustache, curled up in a sneer to reveal pitch blackness within.
Now, are we going to do this the easy way or the hard way?
It's do or die now. Take this. 2 shots struck the cop. One in the shoulder, one in the jaw. Hector squatted tensely, coiled like a spring, a smoking pistol in each hand. The cop did not so much flinch as flicker. Like a flame's twist, like a line of static on a frame of film. His wounds glowed red and adjusted out of focus. 2 spots of patchy uncertainty on his otherwise crisp, diabolic countenance. He grinned broadly and continued his approach, baton slowly twirling in his hand. Rashawn grabbed Hector by the shoulder and pulled him back into the shack. He upended a table and barricaded the door. The shack rang out like a bell as the corrugated metal wall dented inward. The blows struck again and again until the tip of the baton, looking raw and fraying bits of red glow, poked through a hole where the wall buckled.
You should have run.
The wall groaned and shrieked as 973 slowly tore it away. His hands grasped and bent the sheet metal like stiff cardboard. Maybe we can't shoot him, so how about we blow him up? Maybe we can. Well, I got just the thing. He pulled open his jacket and revealed a row of grenades strapped to his chest. He tugged lightly at a string which, when pulled, all of the safety pins could be pulled off at once. Didn't plan to blow up some evil ghost, but you can never know what's gonna happen in this line of work, huh? Suddenly, the shack's wall gave way and 973 stepped through the breach. The 2 men immediately picked up a large piece of plywood and bull-rushed the cop, barreling him over as they scrambled back out past him. No waiting for safety, Hector turned around to face 973. Eat this! He quickly undone his straps of grenades, yanked off the pins and hurled it at 973. 973 stood to stare at the grenades as they flew past it, bounced off the wall, and before they could land, they exploded. Hector and Rashawn flattened against the ground as the flames from the shack lit the landscape. Bits of shrapnel cut into their backs, leaving a collection of searing slices on their wake. They rested, pulling themselves up slowly, looking back at the wreckage. Did we do it? He helped Hector to his feet. Then the radio replied.
Assaulting a police officer gets you big time, suckers.
From the wreckage shambled a distorted, flaming form, glowing like an ember and disassociating like static. It moved slow, walking, swaggering. It swung a baton, glowing red and wavering as it approached. Damn it. Looks like there's no way out of here. Just go. It's me he wants anyway. Hell no. My job is protecting people from things like that. I'm getting you out of here. Hang on, I'll steal his car. Rashawn dragged Hector to the passenger side of the police car, its flashers and engine still running, and jumped into the driver's seat as Hector got himself seated. In the rearview mirror, 973 broke into a run, closing the gap between them. Without waiting to shut the doors, Rashawn stomped the gas pedal. The car belched a sulfurous cloud of caustic exhaust and dashed towards the road. The car's police radio came alive.
Run, suckers. Run.
Hector pointed at the radio and laughed through the pain. Huh, that's all he can say now. I think we beat him. How long we gotta outrun him? Probably sunrise, and we'll be fine. Or if we get out of the range of the effect, we should just drive out of here now. The car felt horribly dilapidated, as if it should break down or explode at any moment. The police lights continued to flash, painting the night desert in reds and blues. Rashawn kept to the task of getting as much distance between him and the shack, and out of the range of 973's effect. Rashawn wasn't sure what the car would do at the boundary of the effect. Evidence to date indicate that the vehicle dematerialized during the day. Maybe it simply disappeared, or returned to whatever dimension or circle of hell it came from. He pressed down on the accelerator. So what now? Rashawn realized he had left his case of amnestics back in the shack. I'll turn you in. Yeah, to get sent to prison by the feds and get killed there? Just end me here. Rashawn started wondering when the inside of the car got so hot. Don't worry, I'll pull some strings, get you janitorial duty in the Foundation. You'd still be officially a prisoner, but you'll be working for the Foundation and no one has to die tonight. And is this car getting hot? Hector wiped his eyes with his shirt and lowered his pistol. The dashboard started to crack and splinter before them. Faint ember red lights started leaking through. The steering wheel was crumbling beneath Rashawn's fingers, and the windshield cracked and split.
Time for you girls to come with me.
Rashawn looked up and saw the orange and white boards of the road barricade ahead. He slammed on the brakes. Get out now! They opened the doors and dove out. They struck the ground hard, scraping themselves up further and reminding themselves that there was still more pain that could be felt. The car careened toward the barricade. It buckled, imploded, and crushed itself into a scarlet smear of static before disappearing. Hector lay in agony, scraped and burned. He hazily watched other people approach, also bearing the same insignia his new friend had. He lost consciousness before sunrise, but offered a prayer to Jesus and Mary, knowing that dawn would still come for him after all. The sun had finally set. It was nearly dark, saved for the flickering headlights of the crashed car illuminating the void ahead. I pushed over the car door and we scrambled out. Our hearts, saved for 053, beat anxiously as the roaring of the pursuing cruiser grew closer and closer, and then it died, replaced by heavy footsteps and the clinking of spurs. Smokey had arrived. I peeped from behind cover and could only see a pair of floating red eyes. We held our breath as the radio in the crashed car buzzed alive as Smokey's threat came through.
Come out, wherever you are.
What do I do?
I know what you're thinking. Did he fire 6 shots or only 5?
Now I'll tell you the truth. In all this excitement, I kinda lost track myself. But it doesn't matter, because
The fugitive winced as he heard the cocking of the gun.
this thing right here is a semi-auto.
It don't matter how lucky you feel, you're going down, boy.
The ghostly state trooper fired his gun wildly about, briefly illuminating the surrounding with the muzzle flashes.
I'll go tell him off. If I'm nice, he will listen to me.
I stopped 053 to protect her from Smokey, or the other way round. I couldn't risk Smokey going insane. He'd be tearing at her, and one of them wouldn't be walking away alive. Plus, that gave me an idea. Ooh, hang on, I got this.
Oh, I knew you had a plan. Wait, why are you relaxing?
He became panic again as I relaxed, letting my focus loose and let the girl work her magic. Soon enough, the fugitive became enraged. All right, now go get them, Tiger. With an encouraging pat on his back, the fugitive emerged and faced down Smokey.
Decided to show yourself, huh? A cornered rat has nowhere to run after all.
Hello everybody, I'm TheRubber. Today, we bring you a tale from the SCP Foundation. The young girl was on the loose again. After the altercation between her and the mannequin, the reptile friend of hers, Lizzie, crashed the party and made a huge ruckus, leaving behind few dead bodies and buttload of property damage. The whole place was on lockdown. 053 and 682, the dynamic duo has done it again. The team back at the Foundation tracked her down to this neck of the woods. To avoid more deaths, and seeing how I was the only non-reptile able to befriend the girl without suffering a heart attack, I decided to recontain her on my own. Take a drive and soak in the sights. Not that there was much to soak, nothing but sand and more sand. Asphalt road that stretched into infinity. No clouds served to mitigate the heat and light anywhere. How the hell did a girl like that wander off so far from the city? A glimmer in the rear-view mirror shattered the monotony of the drive, and I caught sight of a car tailing me from a distance. A distorted dance in the heat haze of the horizon. A cop cruiser. Trouble was written all over it, the kind you can smell from miles away. I remember reading a report saying something evil's lurking about this area. Can't remember. Then I saw her. A lonesome girl with her doll, walking alongside the road, unbothered by the heat and rolling dust. I eased up next to her, killed the engine, and stepped out into the scorching heat. Hey there, girl. I've been looking for you.
Rubber! Hi!
She was glad to see me, a wide, innocent smile, and not a single drop of sweat on her face. It's time to go home, sweetheart. It's getting late soon, and almost time for supper.
But Lizzie promised to come to me. He was chasing around some of his friends and told me to go ahead and said he'll come play with me.
Friends? She meant the poor soul sent to recontain 682. Lizzie's back in his room now. We can take you to him and play after we get back, okay?
Really? Yay!
Then a familiar face scrambled into the front of us, seemingly out of nowhere in this god-forsaken place.
Help!
Wait a minute. I've seen you somewhere before. Oh, I remember now. You're the wanted man who's all over the news.
Yeah. The murder of 3, arsonist, jaywalker, the whole package. A true heartbreaker, you know? But listen, I'm being chased and you gotta help me.
Why should I? And who's chasing you anyway?
I'm being chased by God, man.
Yeah, no surprises there.
You don't get it, man. It's not just any cop. He's a ghost, a demon. He's got these terrible red eyes and at the mouth stretches wide like.
His expression began to shift, and I'd recognized it. 053 was working her charm again, even though it wasn't her call to make. What a terrible curse for an innocent soul.
Oh, he brings me back. The screams. Her look before she died.
He turned his attention towards the clueless young girl. I had to act fast, otherwise he'd be dead before he even laid a finger on her. I grabbed his face and focused. All right, look at me, calm down. And I was able to veer him off from 053's influence. Crisis averted. As long as I kept my focus, the fugitive should stay sane.
What was that? 1 second she was normal, then the exit, she became a witch? A voice kept telling me to kill her? Behind you!
He pointed towards behind the girl and I, and there was the cruiser from before. A beefy state trooper, just as the fugitive had described, emerged from the vehicle. SCP-973 Smokey. It's all coming back to me. This area belonged to that ghostly state trooper that manifests when it gets dark. The Foundation took a swing at containing Smokey, but they whiffed, and I sure as hell wasn't stepping into that ring.
Found you. You can run, but you can't hide from the law.
His spurs clinked each time he took a step forward.
And who might you fellers be? His compatriots, I assume.
Well, not really, but don't you worry. We'll be out of your hair now. I'll take the man with us, and everything will be fine.
I don't think so. You have a funny look about ya. I could sense trouble brewing the moment I set eyes on ya. And you, girl.
Then, his expression turned horrid as he spotted 053, just like the fugitive did.
Foul witch. Stay back. One move from you, and you'll go straight to the gallows, I swear to God.
The way Smokey was backing away told me he's seen the girl's horrifying vision. That smile of hers, stretching ear to ear, eyes darker than the abyss itself. Even the void would flinch from staring back. His own voice whispering into his ear.
Kill her.
Smokey clutched and clawed at his head, a desperate attempt to dig out his own voice rattling inside his head.
What is happening? Is this going crazy?
Now's the chance. Come on, let's go. It was about damn time we leave his turf. We hopped into my car and hit the road. We hadn't gone far before the radio started buzzing, and Smokey's voice screeched through the static.
Run, boys, run! Y'all are going down.
Smokey's cruiser was right on our tail, with siren and flashers on. He had taken out his gun and started shooting at us.
We're gonna die!
A bullet whizzed by my skull. It was too damn close for comfort, and for a moment, I lost my concentration. The fugitive had lost his marbles again.
Stay away, stay away!
He tried desperately to grab the wheel. Whoa, stop! You're gonna kill us all! And we crashed. It was dark out when I came to. Smokey was in his element. I just hoped my plan of sending the fugitive into a berserker state would work against Smokey.
Decided to show yourself, huh? A cornered rat has nowhere to run after all. Big mistake.
Smokey pulled the trigger, but the barrel spat out nothing but hollow clicks.
Hell's bells, it's
The fugitive rushed forward and tackled Smokey into the ground, all thanks to 053's anomalous effect. But he was pushed away with ease as Smokey regained his footing.
Oh, you've just assaulted an officer. That's a felony. You're entering a world of pain, boy.
Smokey whipped out his baton, but the fugitive wasn't fazed at all. As they stare each other down, a showdown was about to happen. Well, good thing I've prepared for this. Want some?
This is just like movie night.
Fugitive on the run versus a ghost state trooper. Truly the battle of the century. They fought all night, exchanging blows tirelessly with Smokey having the upper hand. When they became tired, all I had to do was to just send 053 near them. Be a dear and offer them some refreshment, won't you?
Want some popcorn?
As expected, just being near them was enough to re-energize their hatred for each other. Then it was sunrise. Are they still fighting? They were still fighting, and the fugitive was losing.
I've seen a lot of your kind. Goddamn criminals who always escape the goddamn law. So I said, screw the law. I'll serve my own justice. In the sense that I never broke the law. I am the law.
Just as Smokey was about to deliver the final blow, he disappeared as soon as the first light of day peeked through the dark sky. Well, I guess that's that then. Let's go back now.
Hey,
The fugitive called out, waddling feebly.
did I win? I guess no.
He fainted before I could tell him how much of a beatdown it was. The guy had a kind of resilience that screamed Prime D-class material. Now, all that was left was to kick back and wait for the cavalry to roll in, ready to whisk us away to a well-deserved breakfast. We hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to click like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell. Have a favorite SCP you want to see on this channel? Leave us your suggestions in the comments down below. In the meantime, if you'd like to see more SCP content, then check out some of our other videos right here. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye-bye.